Hi, boys and girls. This is a time of year when a lot of beautiful holidays are celebrated. We've talked a little bit about Christmas in the past. Tonight we're going to talk about Hanukkah, or the Jewish Festival of Lights. And we're going to talk in a minute about the menorah, which is kind of the centerpiece of the 8 days of Hanukkah. Before we do that, I want to read you a poem about the story of Hanukkah that kind of explains what we're doing. Many years ago in Israel, Antiochus was the king. He hated the Jewish people and so changed everything. He made a lot of cruel rules that made the people's blood boil. He said no Shabbat, no more Torah, and they smashed all the jars of oil. His men made a mess in the temple. They had to get rid of this guy. They weren't sure that they could do it, but they knew they had to try. They had no weapons to fight with, but they knew they were in the right. A man named Judah led them, and they finally won the fight. They reclaimed their poor temple and cleaned it as best they could, but they only had 1 jar of oil left to light their menorah of wood. So they burned the oil anyway, and much to their delight, that last little jar of oil burned brightly for 8 straight nights. So today, Jews remember the time that a miracle saved the day, and they burn the menorahs for eight nights, and they recite their blessings and pray. So, beginning this Thursday night, actually, the first night of Hanukkah, Jewish families will recite probably 3 blessings to begin with, and then they will take this candle, which is called the shamash, and they will light this. See if I can do this one-handed. And this candle sits up here, and they start with, and I think this will, we'll start with the new one. Okay, you always start on the far right. You use the shamash to light it, Okay, sometimes these aren't good at staying lit. Okay. And they let that burn, hopefully for about 30 minutes after sundown. The next night of Hanukkah, they add a candle. This one would be out already. They would light the new one first, which is this one. And then they would relight this one, and so on for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. And then ultimately, probably they will take their menorah and put it in the window of their home so that everybody can see it and be reminded of the miracle of the oil. That worked well. Okay, all right. So we have the menorah, which is very important in the tradition, but there are also games. They have their fun during the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Sometimes children get a gift for each of the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and they play games, and this one is called the dreidel, and I have been practicing this, and I'm still not very good. But if you look at the dreidel itself, and yes, these are tiny, each side has a different letter on it. And the letter stands for 4 different words, and the words are, a miracle happened there. Over in Israel, when children play this, one of those letters is changed so that it reads, a miracle happened here in Israel. So let me try to spin this. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, and that particular symbol means I get half. I kept one for myself already. Half of, this is called gelt, okay? And these are chocolate coins. You can use anything, chocolate chips, whatever you have. So I got half of that. And the object is to see if you can get as much as you can. Okay, this one means I have to add a piece. And you just keep playing. That's a really good one. Okay, and same thing, okay? So each of these symbols means something to the children who are playing the game. And then they also have special foods that they eat. And you heard me read about the oil. They had, when Antiochus and his people were chased out of the temple, they were able to take the oil, and the 1 little jar of oil that they hadn't smashed, and make that last for 8 days, and that's the miracle of the oil. So Jewish people will eat foods that they can fry in oil to remind them of the of the beauty of that miracle. And so I'm going to take you now to the kitchen, and we're going to make something called a bemuelo, which is actually Spanish, and you fry it in oil. It's easy and it's really good. So we're going to make some bemuelos, and I already mixed everything up. I put, there's a recipe online, but it has flour and baking powder and just actually very few things that I already had around my kitchen. And then we heated our oil up, and obviously you're going to have a big person do this. No little person should be messing around with this kind of heat. But I'm going to see if I can, okay, we're going to drop some batter in there. Okay, maybe one more. Okay. Whoops, this is going to heat up. I'm not doing a neat job, but okay, we're going to let them heat up a little bit. You can see they're heating up pretty fast. Okay, I'll turn them over. If they'll let me. Like so. That one's kind of shaped funny. Okay, that's very hot oil. So it's very simple, but it's very good. So I could put powdered sugar on them. I could just dip one in powdered sugar or honey, and they're delicious. So let me read to you the last poem. And this is called Traditions of Love. As the days begin to shorten and the winter season starts, a wealth of warm traditions enters homes and lightens hearts. Some people hang their stockings up and put up trees with lights, while some kindle 8 candles and celebrate 8 nights. The kids may spin their dreidels in the lights of Christmas trees, and this means that in some homes, children honor both of these. The lovely traditions of Hanukkah and those practiced on Christmas Day are both beautiful when together or enjoyed in their own special way. Whether you celebrate the miracle of oil or the joy of a baby's birth, just know that these and other beliefs have meaning, beauty, and worth. So just remember, whether it is Christmas that you celebrate in your home or whether it's Hanukkah, they are both beautiful holidays. We also have Kwanzaa, which comes right after Christmas on December 26th. So there are beautiful holidays, beautiful traditions, and all of them are valuable and worthy and beautiful. So I will see you soon, and 1, 4, 3. Bye-bye.